Coach, a little over halfway through spring practice now. How do you
Yeah,
feel about the team accomplishing the goals they need to accomplish this spring?
it's been good. First of all, happy Easter. And it's Good Friday, moving towards Easter. Extremely excited about, how this team is moving along. They're learning. We get up in the morning, we work extremely hard. It's been blue collar for them, right? Learning how to really control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's been give and take. And I think it starts there. And that mentality sort of transcends and moves towards what we're trying to do, offensively, which is attack, have a good physical run game, attack the edges, be good on the perimeter, be physical inside, and push the ball down the field. And I'm seeing more and more of that every day. Defensively, it's about running and hunting, right? We have to set edges. Today, our edges got challenged, and our offense does a good job formationally making us get adjusted. So watching our guys play, they're getting smarter. They're starting to communicate more defensively, and I think all that lends itself to us playing well on special teams because Luke has done a good job of taking the nomenclature and the drill progression and incorporating that to special teams so we have productive special teams. So in 7 practices, we've come a long way.
Coach, that was my next question. In 2 weeks, 7 practices, what's the biggest difference you've seen in this team, gelling under new staff, a lot of new faces out there?
Physicality, communication is showing up every day, and then really just a number of guys. I mean, we started with some guys that we thought were going to be, solid players. They needed reps, they needed confidence, but like football's a game where you can't give a guy like false confidence, right? And so what I've seen day by day is another 2 or 3 players, showing up. They're showing up in the communication piece. They're showing up with the physicality, like that it takes to play this game. And then, really, leadership is starting to show up for me. I really think we've got a good group of leaders. Didn't know, right? You're here and you want to see your leaders sort of grow organically and not say, okay, this guy's a leader because of what he did in the weight room during winter conditioning. That doesn't make you a leader. What makes you a leader is what you do during times of suffrage, okay, and when it's not fun. And that's what I'm starting to see. Guys are pushing guys to be better. So I think those 3 areas are areas that we've grown and that I'm really pleased to see exactly what's happening with this group.
2 of the guys we talked today, Amari Kelly, Brendan Harris, are guys that were familiar with some people on staff before they came to Middle Tennessee.
Right.
How important was getting guys like that in the room that knew who y'all were to sort of help the rest of the team along the rest of the way?
Well, that's a good question. When you talk about familiarity with players, I think it's about glue, right? You need glue guys. You need some guys that understand what you're trying to do, so that when you ask, they can implement, they can show, they can actually demonstrate and talk to. Because sometimes there's just a disconnect, right? Just between, what you're trying to get done, okay, and what actually gets done. And I think those 2 guys in particular, along with others, have been glue guys who have helped the transition of, hey, why do we tuck our shirts in? We tuck our shirts in because you have to give up something to be part of something, right? Okay, that's what a team is. And so those guys have made it very, very clear that that's non-negotiable for me. So as we hit the football field and we talk about details, okay, and the little things, okay, I want to see those little things right. Those guys make sure that it gets done. And I think that's the greatest part of being able to have guys that are familiar with what you do and what your expectations are, because now it's player to player and not just coach to player.
Maury, talk about, first of all, this offense under Coach Mason. You came from Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about, coming in and what you've seen as far as schematics and all that goes.
Coming in, it's a different offense compared to the one that we ran at Auburn. I feel like it's a lot more dynamic, and we have a lot more speed on the field right now. I feel like we trending in the right direction.
Halfway through camp, are y'all accomplishing the goals you need to get accomplished? What do y'all need to do in the second half to get to where y'all need to be?
From a receiver standpoint, or just offense in general? From a receiver standpoint, I'd say making the contested catches more, and I feel like that's something I personally have to improve on. And I'd say knowing exactly what assignments to do, and being able to process it quickly.
Lots of quarterbacks going in and out. How are you building chemistry with Nick, with Luther, and really with all the guys in the room right now?
It's kind of like right now I feel like it's more off the field than on the field, because if we build a good relationship off the field, then it'll be way easier to just come on here and catch ball, throw and catch, just like we, just friends out there.
A lot of new faces, obviously, the coaching staff and players.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the biggest difference in this practice 7 versus the first one?
It seems like everybody's a lot more energetic. We come out here pretty early, and that's probably something to get used to for a lot of people. So just seeing everybody out here with good energy and bringing everything they got, it's a really good thing.
This is the earliest you've ever practiced in your career?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What was that like for you getting out here early in the morning? Have you adjusted now at this point?
Yeah, it was hard at first just because I've never woken up that early and ever in any sport that I played. So it was an adjustment, but I feel like everybody getting acclimated good.
Brendan, practice 7, a little over halfway through camp. How is the defense accomplishing the goals they need to accomplish right now?
Right now, we're just taking a one-day-at-a-time approach. Getting in, watching the film, assessing the mistakes we made, and just trying to progress every day from that.
Brendan, you played for Coach Mason before. Talk about the energy and the intensity he's brought to this team here.
It's pretty apparent, man. He comes out every day. He's really enthusiastic. You can tell he loves what he does every day. And he tries to bring that energy on us, and it's infectious. We feel that and we see it every day, so we try to bring it and try to match him every day.
How does the crackle of his megaphone, what's the reaction when he turns it on in the middle of a play? Is he giving good feedback, or is it usually somebody messed up?
It's just because Coach Mason, he's at the end of the day, it's just information, and we're just taking it as it is. So,
Coach Stewart, has worked in a lot of in-depth defenses at all sorts of levels. What are you learning from him, being under his tutelage so far?
It's interesting playing for him. I've been through several different defenses at this point, so at this point for me, it's just picking up that at the end of the day, it's the same thing. We're just speaking a different language. So for me, I've learned it conceptually, and I was just picking up on what he calls this and what he calls that. So.
For a lot of new faces out there on the defense this year, how important is these spring practices getting you guys to gel?
Everything's important. The spring practice, the locker room, the workouts, and I think the guys are honing in and taking advantage of that. We try to spend time together outside of just football, just to get to know each other and get closer. So we're really building those relationships, and it's progressing.
Julius, we've heard a lot about y'all in the offensive line embracing sort of that downhill, rush and attack that Coach Reeder and Coach Mason are implementing. What's it been like, this camp, really, embracing that and being really physical up front?
I think a lot of it is just, taking into account what Coach Mason wants us to do with the physical, tough, intelligent aspect of the game, and that's what we have to bring. We have to establish the line, and that comes with the brotherhood of us, wanting to buy in and be better for each other. So, to answer your question, just bringing that in and establishing the culture up front.
Yeah, you were the new guy last year. You got a lot of new guys in that offensive line this year. How are y'all gelling right now as a unit?
I think we're gelling pretty well. Like I said, the brotherhood, and we all want to be better for each other. The new guys came in, and they're hungry, and everybody else is hungry to teach them. So we're gelling pretty nice. We're moving the ball up front. Everything's going pretty nice for us right now.
A little bit more consistent spot for you this camp.
Absolutely.
Playing a lot of snaps at center, getting back to where you've been at center before.
Yeah.
What's that been like for you?
I bounced around a lot before I came here, the year before. Center's kind of home for me. I like getting out there and taking the charge, rallying the troops and all, and making the calls and stuff. So the consistency part of it, that's what I really enjoy, being able to hone in and really be the best I can at one position instead of, my mind bouncing back and forth from left and right. But it's consistent, and I think we've been consistent. But as for me, I think it's been a really nice camp so far.
Julius, schematically, has there been a lot of difference this spring with this unit, with this group? I know there's a lot of new faces. Anything schematically?
Oh, schematically, yeah. We have a lot more things going on, moving pieces. Don't want to get too in depth, but yeah, schematically, I think we're going to be really nice this year.